It is one of the most expensive meats on earth, and you've probably never even tried it.
But have you had eel like this in Vietnam before?
Never. First time.
But here in Vietnam, eel is used to near perfection. From baby glass eels to staggeringly expensive final form adults, there's a massive market for it. And today, we're looking into the unique ways that the Vietnamese cook and source this overlooked and overpriced protein.
Feels almost like a Japanese restaurant or something like that, but I'm kind of excited.
I'm excited too.
From breakfast to blind eel hunters who survive by finding this valuable protein source.
Can you see anything at all, or are you completely blind?
Tối đen không thấy gì trơn, chỉ mình đi bằng cái cảm giác của mình thôi à.
Finally, we'll try it in its rarest, most valuable form, fully fledged, completely grown, wild caught eel.
And does it taste good? Is it delicious?
Ngon, ngon lắm.
All right, I guess we got to find out.
Hanoi is where I fell in love with eel dishes, that is. It seems like just around every corner you'll find glass eel noodle soup here.
As Vietnamese people, we believe that if you have a hot bowl of soup in the morning to warm up the belly, it's a good way to start our day.
All right.
Simple, honest food that will blow your socks off.
The eel is perfectly shaped to fit in the tube. Kind of odd.
But I mean, if it's good, we eat it.
Good morning, guys. Today we're on the streets of Hanoi with Lila.
Hi.
What are we about to eat?
We're about to eat eel.
Huh. Is it common here in Hanoi?
It's very common. People love eel here. Probably one of most popular noodle soup in Hanoi that rarely people talk about.
Weird. I love eel, so let's get into it.
We start out with a portion of vermicelli noodles, blanched quickly in the bubbling pot of eel soup to the side, and once softened, we slice them up with a pair of scissors just so that they're a little bit easier to handle with chopsticks. Bean sprouts are added for a little bit of crunch, local herbs bring freshness, and we finish with dried glass eels on top. Everything is garnished with a few slices of white onion, and the hot broth is then poured over everything, softening the eels and blending in the flavors together. And the process repeats with an eel salad, but this time the broth is separated.
All right, well, I'm mainly interested in this soup, so I think let's focus on that first, and then we can move on. Thank you. All right, let's eat first, and then I'll have some questions.
Respect the broth.
Respect the broth. Oh, wow. That's really good. That's far more delicate than I thought. I was expecting maybe like a fishy flavor, something strong, but instead it's really, really quite well balanced.
In overall, Hanoi food is very delicate.
Right.
This one is almost like eel chips.
Eel chips.
Yeah.
All right, let's try. Wow, that is really good. It's crispy and it's soft. Like the flesh has kind of gone soft again, melted away. But the bones, I guess some of the parts of the eel still have that crispiness. It's a really nice textural balance. You know, it's funny, the eel is so small that you really don't taste the bones or feel the bones at all.
Because they flay all the meat already.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They fillet tiny eels?
Yes. No matter how small it is, they're gonna be kind of like debone all the meat.
Oh my
so
God.
You never have any piece of bone in there at all.
Yeah, super white usually. All right. Just a really good balanced dish. There's a little bit of freshness coming from the onions and from the string beans, but overall, just a really, really generally good soup. Oh, that's so good.
It's time to hunt some eels. But first, I need to tell you guys about the first circle of travel hell. Getting phone data in a new country. Picture this. You're fresh off some red-eye, bleary-eyed, caffeine-deprived, facing a gauntlet of gaudy phone network booths, trying to decide which one is going to rip you off the least. And that is why I'm happy to partner with Holify and their eSIM technology. Nowadays, the moment that I hit the ground, I'm already connected. No more pantomiming with some taxi driver or hunting for one of those super sketchy Wi-Fi cafes. I just scan a QR code before I even leave the country, and bam. The moment the wheels touch the ground, I'm connected. I'm ready to message drivers, check out the maps, and just generally share my journey with you guys. Holify offers unlimited data in over 150 destinations and coverage in more than 200. You're ready to just dive into the chaos of a new place, share street food discoveries, video call from some hidden beach, or even just send some cheeky work emails from a temple if you must. The plans can be entirely personalized for different destinations, from 1 to 90 days, so that you pay for only exactly what you need. Plus, there's 24-hour support in 14 different languages. So, before your next trip, check out Holify via the link in the description below and set it up so that once you hit the ground, you're ready to hit the ground running. Strangely enough, the best example I've ever had wasn't in Hanoi though. It was fresh baby eel noodle soup in the central highlands of Vietnam with my friend Sunny. But what I'm here for this time is something larger. Whole eel cooked inside long bamboo poles. But to get here, you've got to trap the eel. And I recently heard about a guy deep in the Mekong Delta, a blind eel hunter, Xuan.
I want to see how he's managed to work around his sort of disabilities in order to build a life doing something incredibly productive.
He makes his living catching these big freshwater rice eels. So while down south, I headed right into the delta during the end of harvest season. At this point in time, the fields are drying up and the harvested rice is being loaded, typically onto boats, as the road infrastructure in some places just still isn't here yet.
On the way out to this village, we've already come across one eel catcher preparing for the day, just loading up traps with snails.
Chú đi bắt lươn có thường xuyên không ạ? Thường xuyên. Một ngày thì chú bắt được bao nhiêu?
Ký và lươn có nhiều.
The traps are pretty simple. Long, funnel-shaped with a wooden or bamboo trapdoor at the end.
What is going to happen is Xuan places snails inside of these things. The eels go in one way, they cannot get back out. And then on this side, we just have a simple piece of bamboo that opens up a door so we can get the eels out. Simple trap, but that's exactly how it goes down.
It is basic, straightforward work. And after trekking for a little longer, we finally reached Xuan's house, our blind eel hunter. And right away, I'm struck by just how capable he is. Dirt floors, bamboo walls. It is a rural Mekong life in its most pure form. And while Xuan is completely blind, he moves around like he's got perfect vision, navigating his home with ease.
And that does not stop him from making this his primary profession. So let's see how it's done.
Once greetings are done, he's ready. No hesitation, he grabs a bag and we head into the rice fields.
As far as I'm aware, or as far as I can see, he sort of uses a pole like many other blind people I'm sure you've seen to navigate around these rice fields and to find his traps.
But mostly it turns out he counts his steps in between his house and his next destination.
Điểm khoảng 20 bước hoặc là 30 vì mình đặt một cái bẫy gì đó.
It's a simple system, but it is incredibly effective. He's laid his traps in a straight line.
You essentially have to feel your way along riverbanks, as Xuan is doing now. Even if you can see it is a tricky place to navigate, a tricky place to not lose your footing, to slip into this kind of dirt, it's pretty remarkable, this way of life.
And so he knows by counting exactly where he placed each trap.
When the water is high, how many traps do you usually use?
Khoảng 50 ống, 50 bẫy.
50 odd traps. Wow.
Today we're collecting around 25 traps, and I really wasn't that sure if we were catching anything at all, to be honest. He wasn't giving over any indication.
Do you ever lose traps?
Nhiều khi cũng có, rồi nhiều khi bữa nào mình đặt nhiều quá đó, thì mình cũng quên, quên thì mình giải xong mình đếm, mình kiểm lại miễn đủ thì thôi không đủ mình trở lại cái đường đó mình kiếm.
How many eels do you usually catch?
Ví dụ tới mùa nhiều nước nhiều quá, tôi đặt khoảng 50 ống, bữa chừng cỡ ký mấy vậy đó, hoặc là 2 ký.
But once we made our way back, again, he led us with just incredible ease, showing us the way through the narrow, slippery paths.
Wow. Wow, there it is, guys. Eel number 1 from the first trap. Pretty impressive. And again, trap number 2, we are batting 100%. Once again, we have an eel. So, all right, so guys, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 eels out of 10 traps. That is really, I consider, a great success rate. To be honest though, I was surprised as well snake hunting the other day, just how many snakes there are in these fertile lands. And so perhaps eels also do really well in rice fields.
And at this point, I'm pretty blown away to see that we've actually caught 5 eels.
Why did you choose this job?
Tại vì mình người hiển thị mình đâu có làm được gì khác đâu. Mình cái nghề này dễ với mình làm được á, mình làm cái nghề khác mình sẽ làm được.
Man, it doesn't look that easy to me. It looks quite hard. It's really impressive that you can pull this off.
Xuan has offered to cook some up for us, and as kind as he is, I'm here to see it cooked in the traditional Hanoian way.
And does it taste good? Is it delicious?
Ngon, ngon lắm.
Oh, all right. I guess we got to find out.
So through the magic of editing, we headed right back up to Hanoi, where I found a restaurant that serves these large, meaty eels cooked in the bamboo method.
Have you ever seen large live eels like that just pulled out at a restaurant?
Not really.
I sort of like, it's almost as if we're choosing lobsters from, one of those wang yaos. Strangest thing ever. And I'm also not used to seeing full-size eels in Vietnam. I'm only used to seeing the glass eels.
Yeah.
First, they're taken care of, no fuss. We then slice them open with scissors, straight down the belly, and lay them out. The insides are removed, and then the scoring begins, cutting the flesh into 1-inch sections right down to the bone. Garlic then gets tossed into the pot with the eels. Then comes the marinade, soaking into the flesh. We stir it all together, and just like that, the eel is packed with flavor and ready for the bamboo. The eel is then slid into long sections of bamboo, and the marinade, garlic, and handfuls of herbs are poured and pushed in. Everything gets packed tight until we have 2 loaded bamboo tubes ready for roasting. Once on the grill, the bamboo quickly starts to steam. Moisture can be seen building up on the ends, and you can tell the inside is one hell of a steaming pressure cooker. A large cleaver is used to pry open the bamboo, and inside, the eels are perfectly cooked. It is a completely different experience to the baby eel noodle soup.
It looks really good though. It looks like we've got a little bit of barbecue texture on it. I bet that it's going to taste very different from the eel we've had today. Right, so in Vietnam, when you eat the smaller glass eels, they tend to be wild caught, but this is not wild caught.
I think it's farm raised, but I mean, if it's good, we eat it.
Right, well let's try it and see if it is any different. I guess we just grab a piece right out of there. Man, it is so tender. It is like part of it is sticking to the bamboo itself.
And it's still the whole eel, so you have some bone in there.
Right, okay,
Ready?
let's go. Oh my God. It's wild how tender that is. It's just, it still has a little bit of texture to it, so it's not just mush.
Yeah, still a nice bite, right? But
Right.
it's very soft, very tender.
It completely just falls off. Kind of crazy that this is the same creature that we ate this morning. It's funny how just with a different preparation method, we come up with such a completely different dish. Let's go another bite. Wow.
It's not too salty, but it's still very nice flavor. And so they put so much garlic in there, and also tastes a little bit gingery as well.
There has that subtle garlic undertone to it.
Yeah.
It's incredibly good meat. Again, I've always been a huge fan of eel. I think I would always eat the eel like this. As good as the soup was this morning, you just get so much more meat.
I think this one closer to my heart because I'm from Central Vietnam. We don't eat crispy eel. Even I love it.
Right.
Like the texture wise is great, but this the more tenders and more soft, it suits me better.
But have you had eel like this in Vietnam before?
Never, first time, first time.
Right, so
Yeah.
the glass eel really is more, not traditional, but more common.
Yes, you should dip a little bit in the sauce.
That's true, we haven't really tried it dipped, right?
It's okay.
I butchered that.
Alright. Wow, the sauce going so well together. It's like nice and tangy.
Yeah, you're right. It's got kind of like a little bit of chilliness going on.
Yeah.
I can't even tell what it is. Is that fish sauce?
It's fish sauce, but it's more in vinegar, so it's nice and tangy and a bit heat in there. I think
right.
they put some northern chili sauce. So northern chili sauce is known for fermented garlic, funky vinegar taste.
Wow, you're right. I mean, to be honest, I feel like I should have dipped it right away. It's crazy how neutrally flavored the eel is. And then this is that standard Vietnamese flavor overload.
Yep.
Just kind of like everything in there. Sour, sweet, a little bit of chili.
Yeah,
Incredible.
lovely.
Well, That is it for this video, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. Lila, if people would like to find out more about you, where can they do so?
You can find me on Instagram and my website at curiousaboutvietnam.com. So I take people for my Hanoi street food tour, and then during travel around Vietnam, I'll also give people street food tour with me around Vietnam as well. And for you, someone cannot have a chance to join the street food, I also have Vietnam street food map as well that you can discover in the own.
Something for everybody, guys. I would highly recommend going on tour with Lila or picking up one of those maps. Honestly, you will have so much of a better experience than trying to do it yourself. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.